They believe they know your price, yet you are not a soul that can be categorized. Your choices cannot be purchased with money. Your road is not measured in gold. They believe that by trapping you in the tangible world, they might undermine your authority. But they neglected one thing. You don't belong in this planet. You've been picked. You have been shaped by pure will, spiritual strength, and heavenly vision. In this film, you will see the reality. You will sense the fear of the system that is attempting to purchase you, as well as the structures that want to control you. How they quiver in the presence of your unfettered soul. Because your power comes from a source outside their money, from the higher consciousness, the heart, and the Creator. Get ready and write 777 in the comments. Because this movie will help you recall your own strength and feel who you are through all of your cells. It's time to buy yourself. When injustice attempted to drive you down, those who chose calm in the midst of turmoil demonstrated a quiet strength that many did not understand. You decided not to retaliate, but to wait patiently. This was not a submission. It was a deliberate decision to let the universe take over while others tried to intervene, assuming they could control the story. You stayed steady, causing a change that no one predicted while they played their games. Divine powers were operating behind the scenes to shape your fate. Some fight with rage, while others use words. But you struggle with quiet. Silence speaks louder than a scream, and presence alters the environment. When they sought to harm you, you did not lower yourself to their level. Instead, you let the negativity wash over you and utilized it to drive your development. You transformed their anger into insight. They turned their assaults into teachings via calm meditation, prayer, and inner strength. You have risen above their grasp. Your energy, steadfast and pure, has stayed unattainable, transforming what was meant to destroy you into something that would really strengthen you. This wasn't just luck. This was a wonderful pick. Only those who are strong enough to persevere are picked for this road. You have proved yourself to be one of them. Deep inside you, there is wisdom that goes beyond the commonplace, information that cannot be discovered in books or simply expressed aloud. It is an insight that has been handed to you not to share quickly, but to hold with respect until the appropriate moment. What you know extends beyond the surface. It speaks to something deeper and more profound than reasoning or facts can explain. You've gained insight into the invisible realm, the inner workings of existence. And now, with tremendous responsibility, you keep this insight until the moment comes to share it with others who are ready to hear it. What many people don't comprehend is that everything buried in darkness ultimately comes to light. Those who thought their wrongdoings were secure in the shadows are now at the mercy of the universe's perfect timing. Their successes were just momentary illusions. Their sins were always going to be discovered. You did not need to do anything to make this happen. The universe has been working behind the scenes, preparing for the time when their secrets would be disclosed. And now, when the curtain thins, you are the one who will witness this transition. Even when they attempted to keep you down, your light could not be extinguished. No matter how hard they attempted to dampen your spirits, you merely become stronger. Your energy moves like an unstoppable force, transforming the world around you. Despite their attempts to restrict you to old myths, you've grown and evolved into something they can't understand. They feared your power not because it was loud, but because it was genuine. Your strength comes from a source that cannot be controlled, and it is what worries them the most. You've become the mirror. They can no longer ignore the presence that shatters their carefully created illusions. If you are experiencing an excess of divine love in your heart, now is the moment to share it. You may help spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and donating $100 or more. This wonderful gift will affect not just your life, but also the souls of countless others. Each of you has a holy position in God's great purpose via this platform, and your giving will bear fruit from our prayers. Now, share your benefits to honor His kingdom. You were meant to do much bigger things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. As you watch from a distance, those who attempted to orchestrate damage against you begin to unravel, and the web they've constructed for so long falls apart. They originally imagined their lives would remain undisturbed, but as their acts unravel, the truth becomes clear. No matter how hard they try to hide their trails, the law of universal truth cannot be overcome. Their errors are catching up with them, and their wrongdoings are inscribed in ways they can no longer conceal. The disarray that presently surrounds them is not an accident. The hand of divine chaos is at work, undoing their well-set plans as they attempt to conceal the reality. They merely add more holes to their tale. As they seek assistance, they reveal the entire scope of their participation. Their deception is being undone piece by piece in real time as their resources deplete. And the cosmic law of energy return takes effect, meaning that what people send out into the cosmos comes back to them multiplied, exact, and viable. This is divine justice at its best, and there is no avoiding it. You may not have had to move a finger for justice to be served, but heavenly powers have been working hard in the background while they schemed the cosmos and meticulously planned the circumstances that would lead to their destruction. The instruments they attempted to employ to oppress and obliterate you have been repurposed to reveal their own deception. Their effort to suppress your truth has just emphasized it, exposing their real character. The mask they wore is loosening, and their concealed acts are revealing themselves at this very point in time. They may have assumed they were in control, but the universe's forces were already working on their plan. If you sense God's presence, hit the join button below to be among the first selected and receive the most crucial insights as quickly as a tremendous river carving its own route through rocky, ancient gorges. Your trip occurred spontaneously, without your explicit attempt to lead. You've become a light of truth and power. You are unwavering in your authenticity, and your quiet drive has transformed you into the leader you were born to be. You never intended to advise anybody, but you were determined to express the truth. Has done it for you every time you stood firm in the face of hardship and chose integrity over compromise. You sparked a flame that enlightened innumerable lives. Your influence develops not from loud demands or proclamations, but from just being yourself. Your steadfast presence and the clarity of your remarks have become a beacon that others will naturally follow. A light that shines through the darkness where falsehood formerly ruled. Your path is one of quiet revolution, a secret victory against those who wish to crush your soul. While many have attempted to control the narrative, your honest, unvarnished reality has broken the illusions they have created around themselves. You inspire confidence simply by demonstrating the power of genuineness. In each room you enter, onlookers see an evident shift, a small but substantial transformation. Your bravery to be true to yourself has had a ripple effect that extends far beyond what you can see. A movement that converts people into a collective force for empowerment. There was a time when quiet was seen as surrender and restraint was viewed as weakness. But your quiet was never empty. It was a planned strategic halt that enabled the higher forces to plan a grand strategy while others fought useless conflicts with harsh words and conflicting egos. You picked a different route. You let the divine order to take its course, trusting that every obstacle and setback was part of a bigger tapestry created by a wisdom far beyond human comprehension. Your ability to stay calm and controlled even while the world around you was on the verge of anarchy demonstrates your great inner strength. When the storms of criticism and treachery raged, you stood firm as an unwavering rock of righteousness. Your resolution was developed not in the clamor of fight, but in the silence of your soul. The energy you exude is not a result of vanity or pride. It is the inevitable result of your sincere dedication to living by truth. People may attempt to quiet you by petty plans and manipulative techniques, but you've realized that genuine power isn't about dominating others. It is about boosting oneself and thereby elevating people around you. Every step you have made on this holy journey has been blessed by a power as ancient as time itself. The divine plan has meticulously and perfectly aligned the stars to reveal your actual mission. You did not seek leadership, but the call to lead was ingrained in your spirit from the start. Your efforts, however modest and unassuming, have become a rallying cry for those who have been dragged down by the burden of silence in your presence. Even the most hardened hearts find consolation, and the downtrodden find motivation to rise. You lead with the gentle strength of your belief rather than with force. Each word you utter is laced with a profound, booming truth that strikes a chord in the hearts of those who are willing to listen. You exemplify a degree of integrity that challenges the current quo, and your example shows others that greatness is attained not via violence, but through the peaceful assurance of living in accordance with one's genuine self. Your legacy is founded on unrelenting honesty, and it expands with every person you touch. Your leadership is the natural result of living a life in harmony with divine purpose. In a world riddled with lies, you have emerged as the protector of the truth, advocate for the underprivileged and voiceless. Your impact is subtle, yet obvious. It is the kind of influence that does not demand attention, but rather pulls it in, causing people to take note, question, and eventually pursue their own path of authenticity in each interaction. Your genuine devotion to justice and truth shines through, making an unforgettable impression on the collective spirit. And today, as the movement of inspired hearts becomes more powerful, your example serves as a beacon of hope. Others who formerly questioned their own value now see you as a mirror of the brilliance that lives inside them. Your calm drive has ignited a chain reaction of boldness and self-belief in towns, boardrooms, and families. Your unwavering presence encourages a new generation of leaders who are motivated not by a desire for power, but by a strong desire to uphold truth and cultivate compassion. Some people have always chosen to work behind closed doors, under false pretenses and deceptive techniques. They have attempted to construct their empires on falsehoods in order to preserve power via terror and silence. However, your development as a real leader has shown the frailty of their foundations. Your ascension does not constitute a revolt. It is the natural growth of a spirit that has refused to be held back by the constraints of a corrupt society. You embody the truth, which, when spoken out in even the most subtle of ways, has the power to affect the world. Your narrative is not about self-promotion or the chase of glory. It is a journey distinguished by modest courage and a constant determination to do what is right no matter the cost. You accepted your job not because you wanted it, but because it was an unavoidable part of your destiny. The weight of your truth has become the flag around which others unite, representing emancipation, resilience, and the everlasting strength of integrity. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace come upon you today. I'm here to remind you of a fundamental fact. Our existence is based on God's divine purpose, undeterred by the world's temporal worries. According to the Bible, everything is done with faith will be returned to God with great blessing. Luke, like the enormous oak tree, our roots are profoundly embedded in God's global truth. His power secures every stride and every stance we take. And now you have the chance to be a part of that gift. When you utilize the super thank you button and contribute $100, you will get a 100-fold return on your investment. Your acts have had a far-reaching impact on the hearts of individuals who have been silenced. Your bravery has fueled a fire that will not go out in the eyes of others who have faced injustice. Your perseverance hints to a better future. The simple act of living genuinely has made you a live example of truth's transformational power. Each move you take and every word you say serves as a reminder that leadership is not about domination or control. It is about service, compassion, and a steadfast pursuit of what is right and true. The trip you have taken is holy, a pilgrimage of the spirit defined by hardships, successes, and an unwavering determination to live honorably. The truth you express is more than just a declaration of facts. It is an expression of the principles that unite us as a community of searchers and believers. It is a call to recognize that every individual, regardless of situation, have the capacity to lead, inspire, and influence the world around them in every quiet moment of contemplation. You found that your path was determined by a higher power who saw your particular potential. Your heart beats with a rhythm that is in sync with the pulse of the cosmos, a rhythm that is unaffected by the cacophony of the outside world. This inner symphony, full of hope and divine purpose, is the core of your power. It pulls you on, helping you through each challenge and lighting the dark corners of doubt with the light of unshakable faith. Even when storms of doubt and despair threatened to shake you, you stood firm in your beliefs. You turned difficulties that might have shattered weaker spirits into stepping stones on your quest. Every setback, every moment of adversity was an opportunity for spiritual alchemy, a chance to transform sorrow into insight and struggle into strength. This transformational process has not only polished your soul, but has also encouraged many others to believe in the potential of change. Your life exemplifies the strength of resilience, reminding us that even the darkest troughs give birth to heights of spiritual insight. Personal glory is not the goal of your path, which is defined by both challenges and successes. It is about the ripple effect that your constancy causes in the communal mind. When one individual decides to be genuine, it triggers a chain reaction that reshapes the fundamental fabric of society. Your boldness in sticking to your ideals inspires others to challenge the current quo and take control of their own lives. Each act of Real City creates a legacy that speaks of hope, rebirth, and the irresistible power of a heart connected with divine truth. If you sense God's presence, click the join button below to become one of the first selected and receive the most crucial insights early in this grand tapestry of existence. Your tale is a vivid thread that connects the disparate bits of despair into a masterpiece of hope. You didn't seek leadership. It discovered you because your heart was already tuned into a beat far above the world's prosaic expectations. Your existence is a celebration of the divine plan, which is still unfolding. With each breath, each stride, you advance in confidence and in the unfolding. No earthly force can ever decrease the strength that rises with each act of truth and compassion. May your life serve as a daily reminder that the road of honesty, although sometimes difficult, leads to genuine liberation. Let your path serve as a lesson for others, inspiring them to overcome their anxieties and embrace the possibility of a better future. Every dawn, when the light of a new day breaks through the darkness, realize that you are a living symbol of hope, an incarnation of divine purpose that continues to inspire, empower, and alter the world around you. Stand tall in your truth, knowing that your steadfast and pure light is the spark that lights a future of limitless possibilities and grace. Consider a timeless river that has been carving its route for millennia, its waters determinately twisting past every barrier, never stopping and constantly heading toward a huge, unexplored ocean. Your life, like that great river, runs with a consistent purpose, one that sparkles with promise and possibilities, despite of the obstacles that arise along the route. Make your life a living parable of hope, a narrative so bright and compelling that it encourages others to ignite their own light. The times of uncertainty or the shadows created by others do not define your trip. Instead, it is distinguished by a quiet strength that develops with each struggle and lesson learnt in the face of adversity. You have stood steadfast not because you sought to be the leader, but because the deep calling of your heart has driven you to represent a truth so true and unwavering that others are attracted to it. When you choose to stand firm in your principles and live your truth every day without compromise, you become a lighthouse, a living testament to the transformational power of authenticity. You may not have demanded attention or sought the spotlight yet. Leadership came to you naturally. People are moved by the honesty you demonstrate in quiet times, and you conduct yourself with respect and elegance. Every act of true bravery and every word uttered from the heart leaves a legacy that spreads, touching lives and changing destiny. The clarity and strength of your words, rather than their loudness, determine your effect. A force that wakes people to the potential of living a life in complete harmony with divine purpose. There is a great beauty in the fact that genuine leadership is not about gaining recognition or wielding power. It is about embracing a greater truth so powerful that it reshapes the world around you. When you are genuine to yourself, you create an atmosphere that inspires people to come up and embrace their own authenticity. The power of your character becomes infectious, One person's determination to live with integrity sets off a chain reaction, empowering others who have long been hushed by uncertainty to speak out as well. In every quiet moment of reflection, you've realized that your path was selected by a higher force who saw your particular potential. Your heart beats in a rhythm that matches the universe's pulse, a beat that cannot be drowned out by the cacophony of the world. This inner symphony, full of hope and divine purpose, is the core of your power. It pulls you on, helping you through each challenge and lighting the dark corners of doubt with the light of unshakable faith. Even when the storms of doubt and discouragement threatened to rock you, you stood firm in your beliefs. You turned difficulties that might have shattered weaker spirits into stepping stones on your quest. Every setback, every moment of adversity was an opportunity for spiritual alchemy, a chance to transform sorrow into insight and struggle into strength. This transformational process has not only polished your soul, but has also encouraged many others to believe in the potential of change. Your life exemplifies the strength of resilience, reminding us that even the darkest troughs give birth to heights of spiritual insight. It's time to spread God's blessings by pressing the super thank you button on YouTube. With a $100 payment or more, you may help him carry out his plan and become a part of this heavenly mission. Every contribution symbolizes God's generosity, and I think it will return to you enormously, far above your expectations. Remember that his protection and blessing are with you every step and every contribution. You become a part of his divine plan. You are a powerful, dazzling entity, as steadfast as his huge rock. Witness God's marvels. Feel the rewards of your kindness in your spirit, and light up the world with confidence and bravery. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord lead you. Consider how your unrelenting dedication has become a beacon for people wandering in the fog of doubt. Your honesty, like the constant beam of light from that lighthouse, penetrates through the fog of fear and falsehood, bringing others safely to shore. This luminosity, this clarity of purpose, has the potential to heal injured hearts and rekindle the fires of hope in spirits that have long lain dormant. Your impact extends well beyond the local circle of your existence. It resonates through the lives of individuals you may never meet, transforming despair into resolve and inactivity into zeal for action. Stand tall, dear, for you are the light in a dark world, the unstoppable force that defines what it is to lead with elegance and sincerity. Your legacy is being written not by those who oppose you, but by the innumerable lives you improve by your unflinching devotion to the truth. Accept this divine calling and let your presence be the beacon that leads others out of the darkness and into the brilliant warmth of a new day. If you experience God's presence, click the join button below to be among the first selected and receive the most crucial revelations. Early refusal to be quiet. You have become a light for many who lack the confidence to speak out. You become the guardian of people who were unable to defend themselves. What began as you standing up for yourself has evolved into you standing up for the voiceless. Your bravery has motivated others to believe in their value and to speak up for themselves, and the influence of your leadership is already felt far and wide. Even if some people attempt to misinterpret your intentions, what you've begun, others are continuing, and the wave cannot be halted. You're designed for this. You are not intended to fade into the background or accept the status quo. You were picked to question what has been accepted and to stand where others would not. The fact is that just being present in the room shifts the energy and brings clarity to a noisy environment. You deliver justice. When others choose quiet, regardless of how they label you or undercut your mission, they understand deep down that you are unshakable, and that is precisely why they fear you. You don't need their approval to stand strong in your authority. You know, you are always correct, and the world is catching up.